Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mike Dorsey. I'm here with Keegan Smith, and here's the thing, sports. We are back.
Yeah, here's the thing. Lots to talk about today. We have NFL MVP and Rookie of the Year predictions. Talk a little NBA, some All-Star games, some Celtics drama, and then NHL All-Star jerseys.
Okay, so starting out with the NFL here today, we got our MVP, our NFL MVP. Who you got for MVP this year?
All right, here's the thing. My NFL MVP this year is going to Todd Gurley of the Los Angeles Rams. He leads the league in yards from scrimmage and touchdowns. He has 2,093 yards from scrimmage, 19 touchdowns. He's ESPN Fantasy Football's top-ranked running back. He's second in yards and second in rush yards per game. Who you got, Mike?
As much as I hate the Patriots, I really think Tom Brady, at 40 years old, deserves this. He's got a 67.1% completion percentage. He's leading the NFL in yards at 4,577 yards. He's got 32 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. That's a great ratio. He's just an all-around great quarterback. I mean, he's playing on a great team.
Well, see, exactly. He's got great players around him. When you look at the Los Angeles Rams, I mean, they were a disgrace up until now. One of the worst teams last year. Playoff drought, one of the biggest in the league. And for Todd Gurley to perform this way and really become a key part of that team and really turn them around, I think that's what makes him most valuable player in the league. The effect that he's had on the team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Gurley's definitely stepped up, and you mentioned the fantasy performances. I'm sure everyone loves having him on fantasy because he just puts up so many points. He could catch the ball. He could definitely run with it, and I think he was second in the rushing this year. In the rushing performance because he didn't play Week 17.
All right, here's the thing, Mike. MVP, you have Brady, I have Gurley. However, we've got a lot of hot stars in their rookie season this year. Who do you think gets Offensive Rookie of the Year?
Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going with the NFL leading rusher this year. As a rookie, Kareem Hunt.
A little biased?
Maybe a little.
All right.
Maybe a little. All right. Running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. He led the league in rushing, as I mentioned, with 1,327 yards.
Yeah.
He beat Le'Veon Bell and Gurley, arguably the two best running backs in the league. He was strong in the first 5 weeks, had that big 240-something yard performance against New England Week 1 after he fumbled on his first carry.
Really.
That was incredible, and he's been strong in the last 5 weeks. In between, he's kind of been following how the Chiefs' season has been.
Yeah.
He's been good the first 5 weeks, and then kind of slumped, and now he's back, and hopefully he could carry that into the playoffs. He is my Offensive Rookie of the Year. So
here's the thing. I think Kareem Hunt has really proved himself as a great running back in this league. However, he's just inconsistent. So my Offensive Rookie of the Year for this NFL season is going to be Alvin Kamara from New Orleans Saints. He's more consistent as, no matter how the Saints play, he's been putting up numbers. 1,554 yards rushing and receiving, plus 347 kick return yards. Kareem Hunt does not play kickoff return, so that gives Alvin Kamara a little bit of the edge. He has 13 TDs, including 1 kickoff TD. Hunt only 11 TDs and no kickoff numbers. So for me, I think that's what puts Kamara ahead of Hunt. It's the versatile play and it's the consistency of his performance.
Definitely big this year between the running backs, and I look at Kamara, and he's been great. I mean, he's almost the opposite. He started out kind of slow with the Saints because they have Ingram.
Yeah.
And then once he got more carries, they used him more, and then especially the past few weeks with the kickoffs, as you mentioned, he got that big kickoff return last week, and he's been very well. It's
plus the duo of Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara has been amazing.
That's the
historic running back pair.
Absolutely.
It's really elevated both their game, even though Ingram's been in the league. Yeah. They've both been taking from each other and learning off each other.
Ingram definitely helping out Kamara a lot. On the other hand, Kareem Hunt kind of doesn't have a lot to learn from because look at Spencer Ware. He was out in the preseason, and then they gave Hunt the start, and he just went to go out and see what he's made of.
Yeah.
All right, so we talked about Offensive Rookie of the Year. What do you think about Defensive?
All right, Defensive Rookie of the Year is kind of a category that's not talked about very much. The defensive side of the ball kind of goes by the wayside sometimes. However, Alvin Kamara's teammate, Marshawn Lattimore, New Orleans Saints, he's my defensive rookie of the year for this season. Through week 16, the Saints' passer rating is 74.3 with him on the field, and without him, it's a 197.2. It's a 97.2. So you could see the impact he puts on that defense, even though he's a rookie. Furthermore, he leads all rookies in interceptions with 1 for a pick 6. He is tied for first in forced fumbles with 1, and he leads the league leads all rookies in pass defended with 23. Plus, the butt pick. You can't deny the amazement of Marshawn Lattimore and the butt pick.
Yeah, the concentration was huge there. I didn't expect it to. I expected it to hit the ground, but then I saw him roll over, and then he's got the ball. I'm like, oh,
All right,
interesting.
how about you?
All right, I'm gonna go with someone a little bit no one's really talked about. I'm gonna go with Carl Lawson from the Cincinnati Bengals, defensive end. He's put up great numbers this year. He's got 8.5 sacks, which leads all rookies, especially T.J. Watt, you would think because of his name, he'd be like, great. He's only got 7 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
I like Carl Lawson. He's a great player. He's a great addition to the defense of the Bengals, even though they're not in the playoffs this year. They had that big win against the Ravens to knock them out of the playoffs last week.
Definitely an underrated player, not really talked about. I would think that a number 2 or 3 would be Tre'Davious White from the Buffalo Bills. So it'd be interesting to see if Lawson does get on the board in a top 3 kind of voting spot.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I definitely think Lattimore, like you said, though, he's got the Saints behind him. And the question is, did the Saints really draft an offensive and defensive rookie of the year?
I think so. I think the Saints did very well this year. General manager, really awesome. Great job by New Orleans this year. We'll see how they do in the playoffs. Ooh, all right. Here's the thing. NFL playoffs are coming up pretty quickly. We have the Rams, the Titans, the Bills, all breaking significant playoff droughts. Congrats to them. A little new pool of teams we have.
Okay, so starting out with Saturday games at 4:35, we have the Titans at the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
No DeMarco Murray for the Titans. That was announced a couple days ago. And the Chiefs' home field advantage, that's really big in Arrowhead. What do you think about this matchup?
Here's the thing. I think the Titans, great for them to make the playoffs, but I think their season ends tomorrow, however long the game takes. I think Derrick Henry is not strong enough running back to carry the duties of both him and DeMarco Murray. I think Marcus Mariota is a great quarterback. However, he is not the caliber of Alex Smith. I think the Chiefs, with all their defense, developing, they're not going to be the team that's going home tomorrow.
Yeah, you look at Mariota. Mariota's first playoff appearance, and Alex Smith, he's got that. He's only 2-4 in the playoffs, but he has that experience.
Exactly. And
I think that's going to be the turning point of what's going to happen in this game. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
I'm saying the Chiefs. I think another thing to watch, kind of a little storyline within this, is we have Marcus Peters playing one cornerback. We have Darrelle Revis playing the other quarterback. He's getting up there in age, not the player he used to be, so he's going to be targeted a lot against the younger, more talented Peters.
Yeah.
So we'll see how he performs tomorrow with all those balls going his way.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how the Chiefs' defense holds up. They've been giving up a lot of yards, giving up a lot of points lately, so it's going to be interesting. All right, so moving into the next game, the 8:15 game on Saturday. It's the Falcons at the Rams NFC matchup.
Yeah.
Big toss-up. All these NFC teams, big contenders.
Yeah.
Falcons, they have the playoff experience. The Rams, Jared Goff, no playoff experience.
No.
Matty Ice, he's been okay this year. He's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Interceptions, like you said in previous episode, not really his fault.
No.
But
I think the Falcons are taking this one. I think Jared Goff is a fine quarterback. However, he's had one good season. Last year he had like half a terrible season. So I think Goff needs some time to grow. I think Gurley is going to go off. I think he's going to do great. But I just think The Falcons, reigning NFC champs, they're taking this one. Matty Ice is going to be, incredible as he always is. Performs in the playoffs really well. Again, he's been playing great this year. The receivers just got to catch the ball, and he has to target Julio Jones in this game. Because if you look, when he does not target Julio Jones, more times than not, they're losing that ball game. So Mohamed Sanu, Julio Jones, he has to use his weapons to his advantage if they're going to get this dub against a Los Angeles team that's young and hungry for a win.
Absolutely. I definitely think you look at the Rams. Jared Goff, great quarterback. Like I said, doesn't have any playoff experience. Falcons, as you mentioned, Matty Ice, great in the playoffs. So I'm going to look at Gurley. I think he's going to have a great game. I could see this game both teams getting into the 30-point range. I could see it being a shootout going down to the last possession, I think. But I think the Falcons, they're going to take it. You look at Gurley being a good running back, but then you have, on the other side, you have Freeman and you have Tevin Coleman. That's not a duo to look at softly. So I think it's going to be close, but I think the Falcons are going to take it. All right, moving into the Sunday games now. We got two more. We got the Bills at the Jacksonville Jaguars at 1:05 p.m. Jags defense, that's going to be big to look at. The Bills are... Oh, sorry.
Restart.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay. All right, so moving into the Sunday games, we got two of them. We got at 1:05 the Buffalo Bills at the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jags, their defense has really showed up this year. The Bills at one point started someone named Nathan Peterman, who threw 5 interceptions in the first half. Don't know what went on there. Somehow they're still in the playoffs. Don't know what's going on this nowadays. But and Blake Bortles, he throws interceptions a lot.
Yeah.
But is it going to be enough with their defense to get it done?
I think the Bills are falling in this one. I think the Jags are taking it. The Jags are a hungry team. They have an amazing defense. They have Campbell, really attacking. And, Bortles is a little bit weaker of a quarterback and out of all the quarterbacks in this playoff pool. However, I think the Jaguars' defense is just too much. I mean, once you think about it, the Bills are only in the playoffs because of, a default, 3 teams lost and they're in the playoffs. They didn't really, fully earn this spot.
They're still in, though.
Yeah, but the Jags, I think, really the AFC is a 3-team race. It's the Pats, it's the Steelers, and it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they are really going to turn around. I think they're going to take this one in their home field.
Okay, it's going to be interesting. I'm also going to take the Jags. I definitely think they're going to get it done with that defense going up against Tyrod Taylor, who isn't.
Both Bills quarterbacks have not played very good football this year. I mean, Tyrod Taylor relies on his legs when his arm does not work. Nathan Peterman relies on his arm and he throws it to the guys wearing the different jerseys. So,
yeah, I like the Jags in this one. I think no matter what, no matter how far they get in the playoffs, I think they're going to get it done this week. No matter how far, I think they're definitely going to look at a quarterback next year. Blake Bortles, I don't think he's just going to cut it, especially if they go out.
Yeah.
Even this week, it's definitely going to look at a new quarterback for next year.
Maybe an Eli Manning.